Hello everyone and a very good evening. My name is RPM Bakker. I'm your commentator for tonight. Sorry for the delay, we had some lobby issues. Making us open a new lobby 3 times. But we're on and we're running here in Zandvoort, the Netherlands. My home track, so I'm not gonna make any mistakes today on track. Getting it all set up for you guys, so well, I move straight away to oh no, it's Joe. Bumblebee already joining the chat. Good evening, Bumblebee. The task is all up and working as far as I can see. Here in the final race of this week, high gear. The creme de la creme of RPM. I'm gonna take you guys through the championship standings real quick. Might be no surprise without opening. I already know Colin is leading the championship by a 152 points gap on Jetfish. So basically today is the day for RPM Colin, here he is in his Ferrari, to clinch the title. It's around 13, so we got 3 races left. I believe he already has the title. My calculation is absolutely horrible at the moment. But no surprise there. On board with oh no, it's Joe, the first car to set a lap. Jetfish, as I said, in second place. The battle for second place is quite interesting. Brent 10 points behind Jetfish in the Mercedes. KVKFC, who is known as Brian, I will call him Brian on the stream, in his McLaren 17 points behind Brent, so 27 behind P2, and Luke 29 behind P2. Unfortunately, Luke is not driving tonight. We have seen his brother Quinn driving 2 races already this week. Well, I just got a confirmation in the chat that Colin needs 8 points or more tonight to get the championship. While we see Joe cross line at 11.4. Brian not on the left. Trying to find the first car coming through on the left. That might be Colin, our championship leader. Also, oh, it was Jetfish, 11.0 from Jetfish. Colin now on a 10.4 on the medium compound. Colin, Faisal and Big Pug are the only ones who actually take the medium compounds, while Benter Brandon is out. Looking if I can see that real quick. We cannot see it, but it's in the beginning of sector 2. Little moment here for Brian. And there's a lot of cars crossing the line right now. Hixie moves into P3. Tom Tao, who I will give some stream time soon, after Brian his lap is completed. Eek moving into P7. Megan goes behind his teammate in P5. Final corner now for Brian, one of the dirty guys. And well, thanks for that, Brian. Lewis is just starting his lap. Puggy coming through and does a 15.7 on his mediums. But like I said, the Alfa Romeo of Tontal now in sector 3, making his debut in RPM. and so far in P6. So great banker lap for him on his first quali session. That must be have been speeding in the pit lane. Look, there's no penalties for that in qualifying. The LP Novelus is coming through for his first lap. Can everyone also confirm to me the audio is fine? Maybe the game audio is a bit too hard. I don't know. It does sound a bit hard in my mic, in my headset, but well, we see Lucius moving into P3. Big Puggy in the chat now reacting. He just lost it in turn 3. It's all since he stopped selling his waffles. He's really lost his head a little there, but confirmation in the chat that the audio is fine. Thanks for that. We got here Peter Pan Evil Master, not on a, is on an in lap, so it's probably, it's Joe again, who is on an out lap, but will start his lap soon. Let's see if Joe can move himself a bit further up in the standings. P5 so far, so not bad at all for the Aston Martin driver. Aston Martin, who can still pass Mercedes in the Constructor Championship. Yeah, well, basically they can still get P3 in the Constructor Championship. Alfa Romeo currently the number 3, leading Aston Martin over 55 points. So all to play for team-wise. Ferrari leading the championship and won't give that away anymore. McLaren, where I'm part of, currently second in the championship, leading Alfa Romeo over 26 points. So there's interesting battle going on for the constructors. While we go into the final corner with Joe. Coming towards the line now, and it's a 410 improvement moving into P2. Great lap there from Joe. And the one coming now, it's Faisal, who has been away from RPM for a while, but this week decided to return to probably the best racing league around at the moment, and he moves into P2 right now, 10.7. Cosmo is first, the car was further up the track, but he invalidated. So we're gonna move to Jetfish, P4 at the moment for the Mercedes driver. Coming towards the line now, a bit of a wider exit than all the cars we have seen so far, and it's P3 for Jetfish, 10.8. Tom Tao straight after Jetfish, going into P4, 10.9. Maggot splitting Jetfish and Faisal now, 10.8 from Maggot as well. So there's a lot happening. Hixie goes in. Brian currently in P12. Let's stay on board with the McLaren driver. He's not really in a position where you expect him to be. Let's see if he can improve and get himself into the top 5 as well, where it's really close at the moment. Apart from the fact it's a purple sector 1 for Brian so far, so he will be happy with that one. Apart from Colin, I was about to say, who of course did the lap on the medium compound. And there's Jetfish letting Brian through. .3 improvement for Brian so far in Sector 2. Game says it's purple, but according to the TAS it isn't. He is coming towards the line right now and slowing down once again. I don't know what's going on with Brian, but he seems to have a loss of power in his, probably his right finger, since he's on a pad. Brent, who is of course, like I said, fighting as well for the second place in the championship, not on a lap right now, has been burning some fuel probably. Also going in. Sluice is here on an out lap, followed by Hixie on an out lap. I'm gonna move to Andrew. He's on an in lap, so that's also not what we want to see. Andrew, great position so far, third place. 10.7 from him. Yeah, so you can see already P2, P3 only separated by half a tenth, less than half a tenth. Same for P4 and P5, and P6 and P7. So it's really close so far, with the final stints still to come. Moving to Evil Master, I was about to say, but he is going in. Let's go to Lucius. His teammate currently in P3. Yeah, he would love to get close to his teammate there. Let's see what the other Romanian can do. A full Romanian team in the Alpine. Into the final corner right now. And going into the pits. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Ooh, moving to Hixie, who had a little moment. So he's also probably going into the pits. Cosmo currently on a 1:21.7, so easy to improve this one. 12.4 in front of both McLarens. It's now still an out lap for Brent. Joe is on an in lap as far as I know. So we're gonna wait for the cars to come out for the final stints. Tom Tau, he is out. Faisal is out in front of Tom Tau, so Faisal will be the first one we're gonna have a close eye on. Joe is starting a new lap on the same set of tires. So we'll stay on board with Joe. No, we're gonna move to Faisal. Joe already had 2 stints. It's not the Big Joe show. Let's see what Faisal can do on his return in RPM. We're going extremely wide here, losing a lot of time because of that. In front of him is a McLaren. They're all fighting for a spot and a little bit of fresh air. Faisal boarding his lap right now. And in the way of Tom Tau. Little slipstream for the Alfa Romeo driver now. Moving in P4, but did he lose any time on... While Brent is crossing line on mediums as well, taking pole away from Colin. And we're gonna try see if we can get on board with someone who is on a lap. Evil Master just entered sector 1. So probably Brian out on the mediums as well. Brian able to mix himself in with Brent and Colin. Here comes Brian. I'm supporting Brian a lot. Completely not biased, but I'm supporting my teammate here. Final corner for the McLaren driver. Towards the line right now. And he goes P3, 10.5. Only a 10 behind Colin. 10 behind Brent. Evil Master coming towards the line. 10.6 from him. Great lap from Evil Master. Peter Penny, Evil Master. Hicks now coming. Also on an improvement. 10.7. Maggot moves into P2. 10.4 from Maggot on the soft tires. I'm really trying to see what's going on now. Where Lewis is invalidated. He does have time for another run. His teammate behind him is coming towards the final corner right now. But decides to go in. Joe is just starting a lap. Colin still on an out lap. He did pick the softs. Is that pole lap that important for our current championship leader? Is he diving in? Move on to Joe for a little moment, because I expect Maggot to come in. He will. Cosmo is going to cross the line first. Does not improve. Joe, yes, Martin. Decided also to fit the mediums and improves by a small amount on the mediums. Stays in P11, so didn't help him anything. Colin 4/10 up on his time right now. Goes towards the line and does take pole with a 1.9.9. Evil Master is not going for a lap. Cosmo is. Final car on track to go for a lap. Towards the line now to end qualifying. It's Cosmo and he does not improve. And that's it for qualifying in high gear, I believe. Yes, Evil Master now getting into the pit lane. Colin on pole, taking it again. My apologies for the silence there. I needed to cough really bad, so muted my mic for a moment. Like I said, qualifying over in high gig. Colin taking pole position with a 1.9.9, the only driver in the 1.9. Brand in P2 on a 10.4. Maggot in P3, great qualifying from him. Brian takes P4. Well done, teammates. And go get that win in your home Grand Prix, please. Same for Brand, of course. I just want a Dutch guy to win. Not biased. Andrew, great qualifying from him. P5. Evil Master, P6. Faisal takes P7. Hixie in P8. Tom Tau in his debut in P9. Jetfish taking 10th place. He won't be too happy with his qualifying, I guess. Joe, who did a final stint on the mediums, managed to improve but stays in P11. P12 for Lucis, 13 for Cosmo, Eek in 14, and no qualifiers in the top three, last three cars. Well, I'm getting myself something to drink real quick before the race starts. Let me know any of your predictions in the chat, please. They will be much appreciated. I would bet my house on Brian, but I don't. I'm not going to do that. Well, my co-commentator Westy, who is not commentating, apologizes as well in the chat. He was sleeping. I'm sitting down again and making sure everything is set right. We're going to have a look on the tires first. As known, Brent did his qualifying on the medium, so did Brian. So P2 and P4 on the medium tires. That might be interesting. Colin on the softs and Maggots on the softs. P11 Joe on the mediums. Lucis takes mediums in P12. Rob Williams takes the hards from the back of the pack. Big Puggy takes the hards in P15. And Benta Brandon, who unfortunately DNF'd in the quali, but has great pace, takes the mediums. We have seen before this week that the one stop is possible, mediums to softs, softs to mediums. But nothing is guaranteed, especially not with the weather prediction. I can tell you there is light rain going to fall 30 minutes into the race, and we even will progress to a storm 45 minutes into the race, so the wets might come into play. Like I said, get yourself some popcorn and get yourself something to drink and get ready for this race. Eek, take care of my car there, please. I already binned it way too many times. I'm out of budget, so I hope Eek does have a competitive car today. Well, the front runners are lining up right now. I'm trying to get a camera angle. Yesterday it was P4, so on to P4 it is. Hoping that works today as well. Yes, it does. Oh, we can even go to P2. We go to P2. It's Brent. Colin, of course, having a good start here on the softs. He has a bit more traction. Brian already moves into P3. Evil Master in P4. Megan lost 2 positions at the start. Let's see if they all get through. Well, at the back, it's a bit of cutting grass there, while Rob Williams left the session disconnected. And Big Puggy has a massive moment. Hixie even retired. And we get a virtual safety car already. Evil Master managed to get past Brian there. I missed that one, but great job from Evil in that case. Like I said, the soft eyes, they got a little bit more traction, a bit more speed than the mediums. But the long run will be really different, especially with that rain coming. The medium runners might take the gamble to last them until the rain is there. And Hixie car is off the track, so I expect the race to continue soon. Still no predictions in the chat. I would just say Colin wins this race. He won't win too much, but we're off again, although we did have a full yellow for a moment. But we're racing again. It's Colin who has the better start over Brent. Evil Master has been sleeping a little already, falling off quite far. And Brian, he will need to get past Evil Master because being stuck on this track is not what you want. In the back we see Joe, really close to Tom Tao. Brent already falling down outside a second to Colin. So Colin is pushing straight away. Jetfish looking for a gap here on the inside of Faisal. Not happening. Faisal defending his P6. Jetfish, who started 10th, already gained 3 positions. Let's see who the biggest winner is so far. Yeah, Benton Brennan in P11 managed to get 5 spots already. And most of the guys who won spots won 2 or 1. And that's about it. So far the pack is still really close together here in high gear. This helicopter shot makes it look like Evil is going really slow, but I can assure you guys he's not going slow at all. P3 currently for Evil Master. Being chased down by the McLaren of Brian. And DRS does open up on the car of Brian, but it's not enough to get the move done on Evil. In the back it's Benton Brandon who gets the move done on Joe. Cosmo currently really close behind Andrew. Andrew had a great qualifying session, but not the first time this season he gets a little bit unlucky in the race. Jetfish will probably be joined by his teammate in a moment. Brian, who is now 4 tenths behind Evil Master, used the second DRS section to close up the gap, then loses out almost 3 tenths going on to the main straight. And I do have this feeling it's more about defending right now for Brian than attacking Evil Master. Is Maggot going to stick his nose in there? He is, but there is no place for a move. There's no gap for a move. Brian lining his car up really defensively, making sure he sticks into P4 still. Gaining a lot on Evil Master now, right now. see how Brian is gonna do. Oh, even was there going extremely wide. And Brian really needs this DRS zone to close the gap up and make sure he's close enough to get the move done on the main straight. And it looks like he is right now. 4/10 should be enough. It's ERS and DRS enabled now for the McLaren into turn 1. On the inside of Evil Master, braking late there, making sure he gives enough space. But Evil Master sticking it around the outside on those softs. So no change of position. It looked like Brian was going to clinch P3 there. But Evil Master does a great job on defending, and now we are going to get a really long train behind Evil Master. As you can see, it's all the way down to Bente Brandon. So we do have a 6-car train at the moment. Once again, the same strategy here. Using the DRS to get close. And Brent will not mind this at all. Evil Master, who is out of ERS right now. And Brian, again a real late break, but will he have the traction? It's the same move again, and there's a bit of contact there. Evil Master defending for his life there. So far, no damage, no collisions. Maggot, who behind also needed to defend against Faisal. And the gap between Evil Master and Brent is getting bigger and bigger. Brent managed to get 2/10 off to Colin. But not in a striking distance. Once again, Brian is. And let's see what he can do right now. Brian going around the outside now, and that's the move done early. Can Maggot provide from this as well? He tries to, but doesn't get close enough to get past the Evil Master. But Brian moving into P3, and he will be trying to close the gap towards Brent now. Yellow flag, and that's, oh yes, that's Bente Brandon, who had a moment there. Lost his complete front wing. And now moves out of the way for all the cars behind. While we move on to the fight for maybe P3 as well. Because you never know if Evil Master can come back at Brian right now. Evil Master, Maggot, Faisal and Jetfish there. All behind the orange car of Brian in P3. I believe Evil Master, his a light was flashing previous lap, so if he have, I don't know if he has enough ERS to make the move. No, he doesn't. Nobody actually gets the move done. In the meantime, the other Alfa Romeo of Tom Tao is catching up there as well. And we're gonna move on to P2 right now because Brent manages to get close to Colin. So the softs of Colin are getting are losing out on the mediums from Brent at this stage. Same will be there for all the other guys on the soft. So Evil Master, Maggot, Faisal, Jetfish, Tom Tao, giving Brian some air, but Brian did not manage to get Brent yet. Brent did manage to get towards Colin. It's not close enough for the Alfa Romeo, but he will be more than satisfied to be in the DRS distance of the Ferrari driver, leading the championship. Knowing he will be able to clinch the title today, he will probably not fight it too hard here. Brent now trying to get close enough. Well, we got a yellow flag, and that looks to be Big Puggy, who had a moment there, but nothing major. 5/10 down now. And DRS getting him really close here on this long straight. In the meantime, Colin is driving towards the car of Rob Williams, who disconnected. So his AI is gonna get in the way of Colin now, but will probably move out of the way. But Colin might be lucky enough to get there at the DRS detection zone. Did not get the DRS. And another yellow flag in sector 1, that's Eek. I would love to switch to Eek for a moment to see what happened, but we're gonna see what Brent is gonna do here on 4/10. He is not gonna make it. But it does look like Brent is getting ready to do it in this lap. Maggot now passing Evil Master, but Evil Master getting back at it. Evil Master, who has lost out massively towards Brian. Faisal just hanging behind here, saving all the ERS he can. Oh, and that's a big moment there for Evil Master, who's in the wall as well. And luckily enough, managed to hit nobody. Oh, Evil. Oh, yes, and that's Cosmo colliding with Evil Master. Big Puggy getting really lucky there. He can get around. Oh my goodness. I'm blown away at the moment, but oh, Andrew receiving a 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane here. But the virtual safety car is over. Faisal receiving a drive-through penalty for speeding under the VSC. And Faisal was in such a great position as well. But Maggot also collected a drive-through penalty. Well, we are moving towards Brent, who is having a great race so far at his home track. Slower tire than Colin, but still really close to Colin. since I didn't receive any predictions so far, let me know if you think Brent will be able to pull this one off. I think he will. If he gets lucky enough and stays out of trouble. It really looks like Brent is ready and might snatch the win here. And at the moment it is raining penalties here. Also raining gaps on the grid, so the only fight at the moment we have is Brent versus Colin. And Faisal versus Mega maybe, but not in a place where you actually can overtake. Brent now using all the free air he can get. It's Cosmo getting out of the way there for this fight for the lead. But Colin is absolutely nailing the corner before the last corner. You can see him pull away there a lot from Brent. And it's just enough to make the gap big enough so Brent can't overtake him. In the meantime, Tom Tao on his debut, actually closing up to Jetfish as well. Well, Cosmo retired his car in the pit lane. And Brent now is really close. Is he even going for it? He does stick it on the inside there. Opportunistic move there for Brent. Colin did give him the better. And now it's Colin who needs to chase down Brent on the slower compound, faster compound, but same age tires. And the rain will be coming soon. Moving to Tom Tao now. And Faisal still really close behind Megat as well. But gaps are getting really big, and I see the first raindrops falling here in sector 2. We even got rain on the camera lens right now. And this is where everything is gonna get interesting. Who will cope best with these conditions? Will we see an undercut from someone? Because it looks like it's raining quite hard already in a short amount of time. Maybe someone will be able to get an early box done. Oh, Faisal now passing Megat on the main straight. And yellow flag in sector 2. That's once again Evil Master. I really wonder how he ended up there, but it's not my call. And we see an undercut. It's Big Buggy, the first car going in for intermediates. Or we see an yeah, I don't know if it's an undercut. I didn't see the gap, but it is the first gamble we see. And like I said, it's already raining quite hard. So Puggy might have timed it perfectly. Eek is gonna do the same here. And we lost Joe. Joe is off. And we get a safety car out. Leaders currently coming up the main straight. So we're gonna see them all coming back together on probably the intermediates. Yes, it is gonna be. Oh, and Brian picks up a 5-second. Oh, Brian. And now it's gonna be Inters for everyone. Tom Tao, I was about to say, was behind Jetfish, but it still is. No gamblers here, no surprises. Brian. I cannot believe this. Oh, yeah, a little bit of ass bumping there. No damage. And Big Puggy. Oh. Don't park it there, Puggy. Moving into P7. He already went in for the Inters, of course. Now we are gonna wait for the entire grid to come back together. So well done by Big Puggy. P7 for him. He did not pick up a 5 seconds. Yes, he did. Puggy. Oh, Eek going in again. I believe that's so. Oh, yeah. Well, luckily enough for Eek, this car is used to some banks and some destroying of barriers and boarding. And he definitely has my pit crew as well, fitting the wrong tires. Seen that before. Let's see where Rob Williams, his car, is right now. It's not in the middle of the pack, so that's positive. Oh, well, I'm getting a little cough here. Still no predictions. I like it. Don't predict anything in the last 5 laps. It won't count. Oh, looks like there's some gearbox issues here at Faisal. I don't know what his gearbox is doing, but moving on. Tom Tao having a great debut so far. P5 for him. Westy going for the Scotsman. He thinks the Scottish are the only people who are used to rain. Well, I need to tell you, Westy, apart from the 5-second penalty, he's surrounded by 2 Dutch guys who are also really used to rain. And one of the Dutch guys is in front of him. Oh, pit stop here, pit stop from Faisal. Maybe we see some wets, that would be interesting. No, no wets. Serving 5 seconds, probably. I would take the wets. Well, my team would give me the wets. Here for Master passing both cars there. Wonder how long it takes for him to lose those positions again. But that's up for later in the race. Eek still hanging in there. Well done, Eeky. Eeky boy. Eeky boy. Taking good care of my car. Had a little spin, but that happens to the best. I do expect the safety car to go in this lap. Oh, Puggy. Yeah, safety car going in. Puggy was going off. But is it in again? So all penalties served, apart from Brian's. Let's see who's awake. Let's see when Brent goes. Brent, Colin, Brian, Jetfish, current top 4. And Brent is going. And Colin is awake. Brian is not awake. Brian. Side by side here with Jetfish. Yeah, there's no point in sticking it out around the outside in these conditions. So well defended by Brian. And we already got a yellow flag. It might be someone letting faster cars through. Brandon and Jetfish close behind each other. Oh, Brandon. Ooh. We have seen this before with some Mercs. Brian falling off now towards Colin. Colin also almost without outside a second to Brent. So, and these two Mercedes cars. It looks like they are just gonna fight, no matter what. Oh, Faisal not giving up his position. Alright. Brandon now behind his teammate, once again. Both pushing the ERS. Oh, even sending it here. Oh, Brandon, his teammate is not going to be happy with that one. So is Toto. Toto is not going to like that. Tom Tao just watching it all from behind. Comfortable lead over Mega so far, who's under pressure from Faisal. Who's under pressure from Lucis as well. Who's not under pressure from Andrew since they're teammates. Evil Master still only lost one of those positions he gained. Come on, Eek. Eeky boy. Eeky boy. Brandon. Oh, a run up to Brian here. So Brandon is coping really well with the weather conditions at the moment. On board here with Brian. Yeah, he has seen Evil Master pull this move off multiple times. And it's some nice side-by-side racing here. A little bit of wheel banging. Go half on the gas. I don't know what. Oh no. That's Brian off. And he will not be happy at all. It all looked so nice and ended up in a disaster for my beloved teammate. I saw close to Maggot here. Followed by the Alpines. Whoa, big moment there for Maggot. And lucky enough didn't bounce back on track. Buggy, who's really close behind Evil Master. Brian going in, getting a new nose and going to the wedge as well. This is an interesting call from Brian here. I like it. Go Brian. This is your moment. How does this look? Let's have a look. Yeah, if the track is not ready for wedge yet, this is really hard. I've been there, done that. You will just be extremely slow if this track is not ready. And indeed it does look like the track is not ready. But you never know what can happen, how fast it goes. We went from dry to intermediates in a short amount of time as well. Oh, big moment there for Evil Master. Manages to save it, but luckily enough, no cars close. In the meantime, Colin manages to catch up with Brand again. And there's no one behind there. Yeah, Bente Brandon is. But he's on 1.7 seconds. Bente, his teammate, Jetfish, is 6.5 seconds behind Brandon, so Brandon does have more pace. But I'm pretty sure Jetfish still will not like the move he pulled off there on him. Buggy still behind Evil Master. And Eek, my boys, still behind Buggy, P11. So Eek is basically doing what I'm doing in high gear. There's no difference at all. All the gaps are getting bigger and bigger. It's both of the Alpines close as well, but they will probably not fight each other too hard, since these guys do know from each other what to expect. Again, a moment for Evil Master on the exit there. Both of the Alpines not using any ERS, or no, it's basically only the top 5 who is actually pushing their ERS as well. Cars behind are all... Oh! No, 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 no. Brian. So unlucky. I do appreciate and I do respect the gamble you took there. Unfortunately, it's not working out. Oh no, we lost Brian completely, and that's a safety car. Leaders coming up to the side. Will we see any surprises? New sets of inters, sets of wets maybe. Not from Brent, not from Colin, not from Brandon. Jetfish might go in because he's losing a lot of time. I don't even know if he has damage or anything. Let me look up the test real quick. The TAS system. No damage. Tom Tao P5 still. Great debut, like I said before. Now being chased down by Faisal. Yeah, there's no surprises at all. No gambles on wets. We did see Brian that the wets are not working here, so. But I still like the gamble Brian took there after being, I don't want to say being taken out, that's all to the stewards. But since he needed to pit, he did really well on taking those wets. Maybe take the gamble. You never know what can happen. And Westy, who still did put his money on the Scotsman. Not winning so far, Westy boy. Not winning so far. I was not expecting another safety car. We got 7 more laps to go, but also not too happy with the safety car. As you might have noticed, I don't have anything to say. I might as well turn the song for you guys up. I'll sing a little song for you guys, but let's keep that secret. Safety car still not going in, so another lap of bullets to talk. Brent still leading the race. Colin P2, Colin P2. Brandon in P3, who was absolutely flying as soon as the rain fell down. Can he match Brandon and Colin in space as well? That might be interesting to watch. Jetfish couldn't keep up with Brandon, but will be happy with a P4, but needs to defend against Tom Tao, who has shown some great pace today as well. Faisal Here in P6 behind Tom Tao. Oh. Leave a bit of space, guys. Please. Lucius in P7, followed by his teammate Andrew in P8. Evil Master. Yeah, it's a wonder he's still driving. A miracle. But he is still driving. And in P9 as well. Followed by Big Puggy reserving here in high gear. Logan drive P10 high gear for Big Puggy next season. Eek taking real good care of my car. I'm not used to seeing Brian's car out and mine still on track. But you're doing really well, Eek. Proud of you. Maggots in P12 and the AI of Rob Williams in P13. And can we now please call Bernd Meilander to park his Aston Martin in the pit lane again, because I'm getting more and more bored and I want to see this last little bit of a sprint race. And oh, what is going on here? Oh yes, you're not supposed to go there, buddy. Unlucky for you, Lucius, but we're on a restart. As long as you don't have any damage, you might be able to catch the pack again. We move towards Brent. We move towards Bent and Brandon because he seems to be flying. Damage, no, Lucius has no damage, I can confirm. Moving to Colin, and he's gone. Brandon is gone. Colin is gone. Brandon is gone. Really close here to Colin. Oh, is he gonna send it? He is. And oh, this looks very promising. And he passes Colin as well. Now he will be on for taking Brent. Colin finds himself in quite a situation right now. This season he's been either winning it or bidding it. And now all of a sudden ends up in P3. And Bent and Brandon, like I said, flying in the rain at the moment. Would be a good one for him to win it. Would be a good one for the supporters in the stands here, these guys. If Brent takes it as a Dutchman. In the back, Faisal already manages to pass Tom Tao. Evil Master, of course, because Lucius unfortunately spun. Evil Master even moved into P9. And there's quite some grabs now. Moving on to Andrew. The only one who's in a couple of tenths of the car in front. Oh, Evil Master and Puggy here side by side. Puggy going wide. And that helps Evil Masters to hold on to his position. Oh no, Eek. Eek spinning on the exit there. Hits the wall, loses his nose, unfortunately. But great, well done by Eek here, giving enough space for the cars behind. Brandon still behind Brent in fight for P1. Faisal closing up to Jetfish as well. But we are going to move towards Brandon. Can he get the run? No, he can't. Brandon is showing some great pace today as well. it's just not the day for Jetfish so far. Still comfortable in P4, getting a good amount of points for that, but pace is not what we are used to see from him. He will be happy he gets some points, I guess. We are keeping a close eye on the fight for the lead here. Oh, loses. Actually manages to catch up with Big Puggy as well. But there's no place for an overtake there. On the straights, Brent just manages to keep the gap big enough. And keep Benta Brandon behind him. Colin is gaining on Benta Brandon just slightly. Yeah, Benta Brandon seems really happy when, as soon as there falls any rain on the track. Let's not forget Benta Brandon unfortunately crashed in the quali. Starts at P16, I believe. Now in P2, so great recovery drive from him. Andrew also really close to Tom Tao. And loses still behind Big Puggy. And these two guys still following, Bent is still following Brent. Colin following both. Oh, Andrew. 2 tenths behind Tom Tao now. Can he get a moved on? Oh, no, little moment there on the exit and then you lose too much time to get the moved on there. Oh, little moment there for Brandon as well. While I was comparing the ERS of both drivers, where the advantage is for the leader in the race, Brent. Colin behind still has a decent amount as well, and we entered the final lap, so is Brent going to take this win at his home track? Against flying Benta Brandon, but it's safe to say a flying Brand as well. Dry conditions and wet conditions, he manages to be the fastest car on the grid so far. Now looks to be losing out a little bit. Losing out a little bit here. But still in front. Getting into the final 2 corners here. The Alfa Romeo of DTR Brand 38. Oh, what am I doing? On towards the line right now. And there will be no weaving. Yeah, a little bit of weaving. Brand wins Zandvoort in his home track. Brandon comes over the line in P2. Colin takes P3. Jetfish P4. Faisal takes P5. Tom Tao in his debut in RPM takes P6. Andrew crossing the line in P7. Evil Master actually manages to finish the race once. P8. Big Puggy, great reserve drive from him in P9. Lucius takes P10, but will move into P9 because of Puggy inter-reserving. Maggot takes P11. Well, same for him, moving into P10. Eek, still quite far behind. But actually, like I said multiple times in this race already, my car is finishing a race for once. Oh, Big Puggy getting a 20-second penalty for ignoring the yellow flag. Well, he crossed the line already. Oh, same for Maggot. And there you go, he crossing the line. Beautiful weave. Brandon gets the driver of the day. P16 to P2. Great drive from him. And that's it for RPM High Gear. Here you see the podium. We're not gonna do any podium interviews since I'm alone. A Dutch winner in the Dutch Grand Prix. That's great to see. Next week we're racing in Austria. We hope to see you back then. And thank you all for watching, and on to next week.